Hello folks, Craig Hawks, Small Fry Aquatics. I wanted to talk to you about buying fish online this morning because I see a lot of questions and I see a bit of misinformation being bandied about, so I thought I would take a moment and do that. And the reason you're looking at plecos spawning online is I figured you didn't need to look at my face for the next 10 minutes and you could see something slightly more interesting. So that's what's going on there. Those are longfin super reds. They're pretty washed out because of the camera light that's on them, but that's dad. There's eggs already in there. You'll see mom stop by from time to time. There's some endlers in there too, and a shrimp makes a appearance, maybe even two of them. All right, so why would you want to buy fish online? Well, there's three reasons: selection, quality, and availability. Selection meaning anything from a guppy and endler to a tetra to an angelfish to a pleco. I mean, pretty much everything that's available anywhere in the United States will be available somewhere online. Fish that your local fish store doesn't have, probably can't get for you, and wouldn't want to anyway because they need stuff that turns over quick. These folks are really trying to make a living doing this. Quality, and I'm not bashing the the local fish store. I'm just saying, when you have the entire United States of America to sort of search through looking for the quality of fish that you want, you are going to be able to come up with the USDA prime type fish, as the steak industry would like to say. You don't have to take what's available at the big box store, your local fish store, or frankly, 90% of the online stores. You can pick and find the cream of the crop there. So that's quality. Availability means what's available right now, what's going to be coming down the road. These guys will know that stuff. Myself, by way of example, this fish is on eggs right now. I can tell you that those eggs are going to hatch. I know, counting my plecos before they've hatched. But about 2 to 2.5 months from now, I'm going to have fish in the 1.5 inch range, and they will be saleable. And the only reason I can sort of guarantee you that is I'm sitting on 5 breeding pair. So that's how that happens. And every breeder that you run into will be able to tell you that same stuff. So where on earth do you find these people? Well, there are online stores, which you could search for with Google. You can find things on eBay, although I will caution you now and I'll caution you a little bit later. eBay is sort of catch as catch can, so you want to be looking around, see what the reviews are like, and do your checking there. Facebook groups, Facebook's kind of clamping down on specific online sales, but you can see people post a video saying, hey, I've got a really pretty fish, take a look at this, and you can kind of message them on the back side and see if they're selling anything, and you'll be able to talk to other people on the Facebook groups to find out where they've bought, what they've bought, were they happy, weren't they. Band, B-A-N-D, is a app, and I guess like a web presence, much like a Facebook. And I don't know a lot about it. I'm just getting in there now, but they have very specific groups. You'll find like an ancestress group or an angelfish group or a discus group. They're free to join, and they don't care whether you buy or sell. They're fine with all of that. YouTube, you can do some checking around there. If people, let me put it this way. The video that you're watching, I assume you're going to be watching it on YouTube. I absolutely do sell. You can reach out to me that way. I would tell you pretty much everybody who has a YouTube presence does some level of selling, or can point you to somebody who does. Now, what do you look for? Here's the thing I want you to really, really do. I want you to listen, and what I mean by that is read. I want you to read the postings of the people who are selling. Read the postings of the people who are buying. See what they're saying there. See what they're not saying there. Ask your questions cautiously. I would want you to not get terribly verbose right at the beginning. Do more listening than talking. But what you're really looking for are reviews of successful transactions, happy customers, healthy fish that stay healthy for weeks and months afterwards. Private message people. If they don't want to hear from you, they'll block you. But if you're asking politely, I've never had anybody. I mean, I've had some what I would call 2 or 3 word answers from people, and I get the idea that they don't want to have a conversation. So, okay, fine. But private message is a great way to do this. Now, let's say you found somebody you think you want to do some business with them. Again, do this via private message. I would never do this sort of thing out in the open. But here's what I want you to be careful of. Specifically find out what is for sale. You want to know the species, the size, the quantity, the quality, the delivery method, and how they're going to arrive. Is there a dead on arrival policy? One of the worst things that can happen when you're shipping fish, when you're receiving fish, is to open that box and find that poor little guy or girl belly up in there. You do not want that to happen. And I'll talk to you in a couple of minutes about what you should be looking for and questions you should be asking the person that's doing the shipping. So the other thing I want you to do, like I say, is ask these questions one at a time. If you put 2 or 3 sentences together, I have noticed people pick and choose, not intentionally. They just answer the last thing that you asked, or they answer the thing that they know the best. So in one sentence, what do you have for sale? The next sentence, go in on a species. Hey, that zebradinio you talked about, I'm really interested in that. Ask what the size is next time. How many are available? What's the price? So you see what I'm getting at here. People have a tendency to, on the other side, if something goes wrong, they'll cobble your answers together into something that they want it to be. So you want to have your story straight, and you want to have all your ducks in a row, and you want to know exactly what's going to show up. All right, last but not least, I want to talk to you about shipping. And here are my very, very strong recommendations. I'm not trying to brag. I have had losses. They are very, very few, and I work hard to keep them low. And here's how I do that. Whether it's winter, summer, or any time in between, I have a box. Inside that box, I'm doing one of 3 things. I'm either putting in a styrofoam cooler, just like one you take to the beach, only just made out of styrofoam. If I don't do that, I will use a box that is lined with styrofoam panels. Absent those 2, I will use a box that has the seams taped up, and I'll use blown-in insulation like you would put in a house. It's essentially torn up paper and things like that. And the whole idea is you're trying to insulate the fish from the heat or the cold. No matter what weather is going on outside there, it's very rare that the entire ride that fish will be on is going to be at optimal tank temperature. So you want the water inside that box, inside that bag, to be optimal. And consequently, if it's really, really hot, ask if they put in heat packs. They will probably cold packs. They will probably tell you those cost extra. Pay for it, trust me. They will, if it's cold weather, I put in a heat pack. Honestly, they're $1 or $2. There's really no reason why, anybody should get into a problem with you about that. Let's see, last but not least, whether you're going to ship overnight or whether you're going to ship second day, I would highly recommend overnight for quality fish. If you're not going a far distance, you can talk about that. Typically speaking, the sellers know exactly how far they can send them and what way is best. And if you want to roll the dice and go with second day when it's been recommended that you do overnight, that's the chance you're taking. But I will tell you, I would not want the fish to suffer that way. And so consequently, I try and make my overnight shipping as inexpensive as I possibly can. And I try and make all my shipping that way too, so that it's just a no-brainer. And I know other guys who ship a lot, they'll come right out and tell you, this is overnight only. If you don't want to pay for overnight, then we're not doing business, that kind of. They're not trying to be nasty either. They're trying to protect you, trying to protect the fish as well. So that's about all I've got for you right here. If you have questions, please put them in the comments. If you have comments, put them in the comments. As always, thank you so much for listening and looking. And what I'm going to try and do is zip this video ahead so you can see the eggs at the end. But thanks a lot. Please subscribe. If you are a subscriber, I thank you so much. If you're not, please consider subscribing. Hit that bell notification button so you can know when I have other things that I'm going to put up here. Thanks a lot. See ya. Bye-bye.